Hi everyone. Hope you've enjoyed the holidays. I think I'm going to get this out before New Year. This arrived on the 29th. Yep, the 29th of December. And I apologise now. It's not an unboxing simply because I had two packages arrive from Canada. I made a mistake in thinking that this was in one of them. So I set it aside, opened the other, and I was wrong. I hadn't paid attention to the labels. It was actually this one was inside the one that I opened. So no unboxing, but I've used it for around 24 hours now. So you're going to get a 24-hour use impressions of the Focusworks Micro S in stainless steel. So this has taken quite a while to come from Canada, not as long as my drifter took back then, but it goes via chit chats and I can't stand chit chats. It just takes forever. But never mind, it's here. That's the main thing. I've got a sticker and a business card with it, and very nice packaging, I have to say, from Geordie. I do, recognise that this costs money. This is very nicely made and printed, and it's nice padding inside the box. This costs him money, so it's very nice, very nicely presented. So we got the bearing tool in there, nicely nestled in there. I think that's very, very nicely done. Obviously I have already taken all this out, but I put it back together, so for the purposes of the video. And there we go. Nice cutout for the spinner. Put that aside. And here it is. So yeah, I've been using this for 24 hours, so and I have to say this is impressive. I initially wasn't that interested in it, in the design or any of it. This was back when I wasn't really interested in spinners in general. I also prefer bars, not tri-spinners, but a friend of mine got them the titanium one quite a while ago, and the sapphire balls in as well, and it looks stunning. And my friend just basically said, it's amazing, you have to get one. Almost picked up a second-hand titanium one a little while ago, but there were little whispers and hints on the Focusworks group of stainless steel coming, and I thought, based on my experience with my Unquiet Hand Sage, I wanted stainless steel because I think the weight is better than titanium. And this is just beautiful. It's got a nice bearing in there, actually. I think it's a hybrid bearing, and it's actually quite nice. For a stock bearing that arrives with a spinner, I was actually quite impressed. And that's what's in there at the moment. It's a retention system. I think that's what it's called. Again, I'm not a big expert with spinners. But, I mean, the visual appeal as well with this, with the balls, they're tungsten balls in there. It's just such a pleasure to use. It's good feedback as well. And the weight is nice. It feels substantial when you're spinning it. Yeah, it just, it's effortless. So easy to spin. And I love that as well, particularly when it goes into spinning, I guess, at a lesser speed. You see a bit more of the details of the balls. Just, however you spin this is always a visual interest, and it is just really lovely. I'm really actually quite impressed. It seems to be extremely well balanced. I mean, I'm just absolutely, floored by how impressive this is. It's beautiful quality. It's got stonewash finish, which I love. There's no kind of sharp spots. I am aware of the history of the axis spinner. I wasn't into spinners or fidgets in general back when all that happened. I know it was controversial, but Geordie made it right. And I know he changed the design a little bit, so there's no really any kind of like sharp ends or hot spots here. The only sharp bits I find are actually on the buttons themselves, which I guess is the only criticism I have of this spinner. I love the fact that they're like dished, if that's a word, but you know, they're much like the Sage, and a lot of the other spinners I have, they're dipped, so they're nice and comfortable in that respect. But I've got quite small fingers and stuff, so sometimes I do catch the edge of the ridge of that inner circle, because they're quite deep and there is a definite edge. So if there's any sharp spots at all, it's on the button, which is a bit of a shame. Sometimes I can feel it, sometimes I can't. I would imagine someone with, or anyone with chunkier or, you know, just bigger fingers than I have will not find this a problem, but sometimes I can definitely feel it, and my skin kind of catches on it. It is quite sharp around this ring, this edge. Let's just use my S Pen a minute. So just around here, it's quite sharp. So it's not a deal breaker. Just something I noticed. I mean, I could probably get other buttons, but I'm not fussed. Not fussed about buttons, and it's just more expense. And I actually just like keeping the originals on there. I like the original looks of a lot of the spinners that are made, so, or the ones that I have anyway. So it's a minor gripe, but it might be a me problem because of the size of my fingers. But yeah, it's I have to say, very, very impressive. Just the ease at which this spins. It's so balanced. I mean, it's so easy to just balance on a finger, and you know, I've been walking around the house just sort of like holding it and balancing it like this. It's just so good. And the weight of it, I think it's in the 70 gram range, 73 or 74. Yeah, 73 roundabout. That's the heaviest spinner I have. I can kind of see now why tungsten would be an appeal with the weight, but it's just something I cannot afford and cannot justify the expense. But yeah, I can kind of see the deal, and I know he did tungsten ones of these. Yeah, this is just, it's beautiful, absolutely fantastic. Yeah, I'm so impressed with this. I just have barely put it down since I got it yesterday. And let's just take the buttons off. So as far as I know, I think this is his own design, because I've never seen a bearing tool like this before. It was very tight yesterday when I got it. I actually had to get a rubber glove and just sort of put a little bit of the rubber around there to get some grip on this tool. Initially, but I don't do it very tight when I get it back up. But there's the bearing in there. I was quite impressed by the quality of that bearing. And there we go, underneath it says Focusworks Micro S November 23 SS for stainless steel. So let's just try another bearing. So I've got my Unquiet Hands bearings in here. I've got a spare dark matter, and that's my favourite, so let's put that in just for science. I did try the 0G in it last night for science, and that was very nice as well. Zero G is one of my most recent acquisitions from Unquiet Hands. And yeah, this is just effortless putting the bearing in. It's kind of nice not to have a press fit for a change. Most of mine are press fit. I've got no issue with press fit. It's just sometimes nice to have something that's a bit easier to deal with. So let's have a look. Yeah, that's nice. I really do love the dark matter. That's what I have in my sage. It's been in my sage for ages now. So the sage is stainless steel as well. Actually, just comparing the two. I have to say the sage is still my favourite. It's so comfy. The feedback on it with that dark matter is awesome. But I will say the Focusworks is a strong contender. So yeah, it's have to say a really quality, well made spinner that I'm actually genuinely quite surprised by. I don't know why I've never really been that into tri-spinners. I just think I prefer the design of a bar spinner. I think someone on the group said to me that I needed a I needed a tri-spinner, and at the time I think I just ordered this. So yeah, I finally got it. And that person was right. I did need a tri-spinner, and I'm really pleased I got this one. I'm just going to put the stock bearing back in because I actually quite like it. So, very user-friendly. She says while she's struggling to screw the buttons on, that's user error, not due to the spinner. Yeah, I'm just very impressed. It's hard to say much more, really. I have no idea. I think I saw a little video of Geordie's significant other, I think, putting the balls in. I was absolutely amazed. Like how they're held in there. That is so cool. Obviously you can get upgrades to ruby or sapphire balls, but they have to be made at the time of purchasing the spinner. It can't be added retrospectively, I think. And if you can afford that, then that's another awesome thing to do. But I think one thing my friend did say is that the tungsten balls, because they've also been able to try the titanium with the tungsten balls as well as the titanium with the sapphire balls, the weight of the tungsten really is something. It just adds a little bit more to the spinner in general. Obviously not just weight, but feel, feedback. I think if you had a heavier spinner, say like the stainless steel or the tungsten, then that would be probably better served to have the sapphire or the ruby, because you've already got the weight of the body to give you that kind of satisfying feedback feel. But I think what my friend was saying with the titanium is that the titanium is so light, it's actually better to have the weight of the tungsten balls in there as well, just to add a little bit more satisfaction to the overall feel. But you know, my friend still loves their Focusworks titanium with sapphire. But just FYI, It looks absolutely stunning, by the way, the sapphire balls, so I highly recommend it if you can afford it. But yeah, maybe for one of the heavier ones. I think all of the other materials are out of stock at the moment, but amazingly, these are still in stock. At the time of recording, I did check, $125, they are still available. Now, I strongly suggest if you don't have one of these already, and you're thinking about a tri-spinner, or just a spinner in general, you can't go wrong with it, honestly. It's amazing. I'm so impressed. I just think when I pulled it out of the box yesterday, I was like, yes, this weight is fantastic. And as soon as I spun it, I was just enthralled. It is just absolutely effortless. So much visual appeal. Feels really nice. It's good feedback. It's so fidgety. And the bearing's impressive. I quite like this bearing. Yeah. So, is there anything much more I can say? I think I can sort of compare it with some of my other spinners. I actually like the size of it as well. I thought it was a little bit bigger than that, but it's not, and I prefer the smaller size, to be honest. So here we go. Let's just line up the spinners. I have got 2 other spinners as well, but I'm selling them, so I'm not including them here, because I'm going to get rid of them at some point. There we go. Oh, and they're wrapped. There we go. So we've got the stainless steel Horizon from Kinetic Asia Pacific, the Collision Mini from Kinetics Asia Pacific as well, the NJT Nebu in titanium, the Modusworks Thinema Thing in titanium, and obviously the Unquiet Hand Sage in stainless steel. Yeah, despite titanium not being my favourite spinner material, I do have quite a few in titanium. But I have to say stainless steel, for me, is where it's at. Definitely. As much as I love these other spinners, I've had to change up the bearings to kind of give more feedback to a very lightweight spinner, which is fine. Now, this is a sole from Unquiet Hands. But yeah, I'm going to shut up now because this has gone on long enough. Just very impressive. I don't think you can go wrong. And for $125, it's cheaper than the titanium. I think the titanium is $135, and I have no idea what the tungsten is because yeah, it's not within my affordability range personally, so I don't bother looking. Yeah, the fact this is still in stock, it's more affordable than other spinners on the market, I guess, or you know, more affordable than Zerk or tungsten. Just if you're looking for a tri spinner, with some decent weight to it, you can't go wrong. They're still in stock. Like, go for it before they're gone. I don't know if he's going to be making these again, so yeah. Have a lovely new year. I wish you guys all the best. Thank you so much for your support with these videos. I'll continue to make videos, but at the moment I'm sort of head down making new pouches, new fidget and skill toy pouches, ready for the sometime in the new year, in my free time when I'm not working. So yeah, Happy New Year, enjoy, and thank you, take care.